I'm having such a good time. 2 DNFs and a 4.5 star is not great. I want nothing to do with this. Oh no, this is giving Tamlin. Hello and welcome, you beautiful bookish people. Today is going to be a very good video. We are catching up on all of the FairyLoot subscription books from my Romantasy box that I have not read yet. Now, here's the thing. I want to read these every single month, but the problem is I am such a mood reader and I have read so many other things in the process, which, don't get me wrong, I've found some amazing series in the last couple months during the time that I've had my FairyLoot subscription, and one of the books that I got in the subscription called Heavenly Bodies by Amalie has been one of my favorite romantasy books of all time. So I know that there are some high quality stories that have been sent to me. And just a disclaimer, this is not affiliated with FairyLoot in any way. This is not sponsored by them. This was genuinely me just wanting to read these books. But personally, it's been worth it for me so far. I love collecting very pretty books. I love reading fantasy, and having the Romantasy box is like the perfect merge of those hobbies. Now, let's get to the actual books. I'm gonna kind of mood read within my FairyLoot TBR, but the first book that I'm going to choose is A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. Now, this was on my, I think it was April TBR that I never got to. So it's probably good that I'm finally getting to it. One, because I don't actually remember which month I got sent this book, but like it's been a while. Also, did you want to say hi? Did you want to show people that you exist? He's just sitting right here next to me. Don't give me that look. But this is gonna be so fun. We are gonna start it. It doesn't look very long or anything like that, and I honestly have no idea what to expect, but the art is just gorgeous. Honestly, I need to stop saying that because it's gonna be gorgeous with every single book that I read, but here we go. I really hate to be saying this, but at 33%, I decided to DNF A Fire in the Sky. I really liked the concept of this book, and the world and like the society, I guess, that they live in kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones-esque, and so I was like, ooh, like this is really fun. And the premise of the story was that there were alliances that needed to be made in this kingdom, and there was an arranged marriage that guaranteed that these alliances were going to be made, right? So the main character, she's called a whipping girl, which basically means that she takes the punishment for the princesses of the royal family, because the princesses aren't allowed to be like touched, punished, really anything, whatever. And so she takes the physical punishments of that. And so she was raised with the princesses. She's part of the royal family, basically, and they call her a princess, but technically it's not by blood. And there's this general that he has this like stereotypical reputation where he's like big, bad, dangerous, ruthless, whatever. And normally I eat that up, but we do get multiple POV in this, and we get a chapter from his point of view, and when he explains like the whole arranged marriage thing, he talks about her very possessively and not in like a hot way. Like it was like, oh, it's very much like me, mine, looking at her as an object, and I was like, this is putting me off. And so basically what happens, which this is part of the synopsis or whatever, the main character Tamsin, the whipping girl, is given to this general as his bride, and they tell him that this is one of the princesses, but then basically like not even 100 pages in, they consummate the marriage. But this is what put me off. She was very clearly nervous, not wanting to do it like terrified, and you do get it from her point of view, and she has some very like lusty thoughts, so she's not like completely opposed to it, but it kind of felt like non-con. I was like, ooh, this was a little weird, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna keep going, whatever, this will probably be fine. So during the wedding and then the bedding ceremony, she keeps a veil over her face, and they tell him it's tradition, but it's really to hide her identity from realizing that she's not actually a real princess. After it's done, he rips off the veil, recognizes her, knows that she's not a princess, grabs her braid, wraps it around his hand, and pulls her, and she's very clearly terrified. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's when I officially closed the book. I was like, nope, not for me.
No thanks, I choose life.
You know, I've heard some people that have read further and have enjoyed it, but I was like, for me, that just felt that crossed the line for me. Number 1 was a fail. That's so unfortunate. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. And listen, I've not heard of this book. Point blank, period. Which I think is a good thing. Hey, do you want to let me talk? I've seen some people with their FairyLoot say this sounds like really intriguing, and like honestly we're on the same level because I've only read the synopsis of it, but it's very interesting of a magic system kind of based on like elements. Oh, the font is large. I'm actually going to read you the synopsis of this one because I don't think I can accurately tell you what's going on. It reads, magic and adventure swirl through this spellbinding romantasy where a young woman reignites the embers of an ancient prophecy, unleashing a storm that could save her realm or doom them all. Fear of magic plagues war-torn Anwyn. Hold on. Anwyven? A-N-W-Y-V-N. Anwyven. Batman-mobile. Halflings like Raya Fleetwood are killed on sight, but Raya's execution is interrupted by an unexpected savior, one far more terrifying than her would-be killers, the mysterious and mercenary Commander Scythe. Ooh. In the clutches of this new enemy, Raya finds herself fighting for her life in the barren reaches of the Northlands, yet the further she gets from home, the more she learns that nothing is as it seems. Not her fearsome captor, not the blight that ravages her dying realm, not even herself. For Raya is no ordinary halfling. The strange birthmark on her chest and the wind she instinctively calls forth means she is a remnant, one of 4 souls scattered across fated to restore the balance of magic or die trying. But mastering the power inside her is only the beginning. Desire for the commander, a man she can never trust, a man with plans of his own, burns just as fiercely as the tempests beating against her ribcage for release. Raya must choose, smother the flames or let them consume her. This sounds totally up my alley. Oh my god. And obviously, yeah, I partially picked this up because it looks so gorgeous. I mean, but like what FairyLoot book isn't gorgeous? I also think that FairyLoot is very much stepping up their naked hardback game. Like this is art. This is so good. Well, we're gonna give this one a shot. I am hoping and I am praying that this one is good, because with a start to this video like we just had, I'm not too entirely sure. I am 30% of the way through The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson, and oh my god, I'm having such a good time. I always know that I'm really enjoying a book when, one, I want to stay up past when I normally go to bed to read it, and I want to write down a crap ton of Goodreads updates, and let me tell you, I've had some good Goodreads updates. This has given me the same feelings as When the Moon Hatched. I know a lot of people like go back and forth about it, but it is one of my favorite fantasy series. I love those more like in-depth world building, complicated worlds, and like it doesn't necessarily need to be like super fast paced, but I want to know the world, I want to know these characters, and I want to spend time with them. So it's fine if in the beginning there's not a lot happening, but I mean, I guess there is starting to happen a lot of things right now, 30% of the way through the book, because they have gone on this sort of like journey, not necessarily quest. It's like they're trying to get from point A to point B, but he's the captor, she's the captive, and he is, oh my God, I'm really enjoying him. He is so funny. The banter between these two is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm excited to see what comes of when they reach their destination, because obviously I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but there's been a lot of things hinted at of like, hey girl, you don't know everything that's going on and nobody's telling you anything, but the thing that's actually going on is like really big and you're going to be a very big part of it. And right now she's in that stage of like, I want nothing to do with this. Why have you kidnapped me? And everybody else is like, no girl, like we saved you. It's really good. I am very much looking forward to the rest of this book. And today is a Saturday, so I am planning to read for just a couple hours. I'm going to catch up on some of the YouTube videos that I have missed from my subscriptions. But after that, I plan to just lock in. And that is the best feeling. I feel like lately I've been really, really bad about being able to lock into a book and actually sit down and binge it. Not necessarily binge it, but like actually be really focused in the story and invested. And this is doing it for me. And that is the best feeling ever. As I live and breathe, raisin.
As I live and breathe, raisin.
No, I'm so excited because this is totally going to be a love triangle. Or a wide choose. Actually, I don't know. But the fact that now I know who these two men are. I don't even know this man's name and he's already got me giggling. Oh no, this is giving Tamlin. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I actually can't remember the last thing that I said about this book. It's been a whirlwind of a couple days. I did not really read much yesterday because we were celebrating my husband's birthday. He's turning 26. Woohoo! But I definitely did read before we went out to celebrate, and it was gibberish. Okay, words. This is the kind of book that I am trying to squeeze in as much reading time as I can around the things that I have to do. It's that freaking good. I am 65% through, so basically 2/3 of the way through. I have like maybe not even 200 pages left, maybe like 170-ish or something. I don't want this to end. Also, these are not actually prescription glasses. Do not let me fool you. They're just blue light, and for whatever reason, I kind of like the pressure on my nose of the little pegs. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Part of me wants to like sit down and binge it all day, and that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing because I really want to know what happens, because it's at the point of the book where like there's a lot of things happening and there was a lot of information that was just revealed, and that was very important to the story, the storyline, the characters, and you're kind of figuring out more about this world. And that is like the best part of the book, because then you're like, okay, so now we have this information, like what is she gonna do about it? And I feel like I'm at that part where it's like, what is she gonna do about it? But it was kind of like this back and forth with this one character that like I liked this character at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope, no thank you. And then now I can feel like the author's trying to like steer us towards like, oh, but actually you should like them. And that's so fishy to me, and I am not on that train. Like, I'm trying to see through the BS and, you know, be a critical thinker. I don't know. I'm trying not to say a lot, and I don't want to like give you the tropes and stuff that's read so far because I feel like that's a spoiler. But like, hold on. The fan art, give me a second. I don't even know if you can call it fan art. I mean, it's just like the art of the book. But like having this, knowing that like this is our main character and then these are more characters in the back, like this helps me so much visualize everything. I feel so immersed, and it's not only because of the story, but it's because of the art. And that is the best thing to say, because I feel like, yes, sure, this is a special edition, but I really love going on social media and like finding art and stuff. But like this book, as of like literally right now, this moment, it only has like 1,100 ratings on Goodreads. So not many people have read it. And obviously, since it's a FairyLoot book, a lot of people are going to be able to read it soon. I need more art of this because this world is so beautiful. And these characters, I just know somebody is going to make the most gorgeous fan art. So that was less of an update of where I am and more just rambling on about how much I love this book. So let's try to finish this today. Let's go. Oh yeah, that fell off. Oh, I'm so glad he's here. Oh my god. No, because this makes so much sense. Oh, I'm gonna have to force myself to go to bed because I will not be okay with a cliffhanger all night. I will not be able to fall asleep. I'm scared. I'm scared. That's so sad. Oh, yes. I am giving The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson 4.5 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This gave me major Avatar The Last Airbender vibes with like a fae twist, complicated characters and relationships, war, politics, but also training, but also discovering magic, but also like there's a lot more going on than we realize, but also like not everybody's telling you everything. It was just wrapped up into this 520 something page book. And it was fantastic. I did not want to put this down. I had a very hard time going to bed last night and forcing myself not to continue because I knew that I would not be able to deal with the ending of this book. And oh my god. Okay, first of all, one, cliffhanger. Two, very sad. I was gonna say kind of sad, but no, that was like very sad, especially with like the storyline that ended at this last page and like what was going on during the book. It was just, I feel like it couldn't be 5 stars for me because it was definitely just like, here's all the lore. Here is the main character making relationships with important other people. Let's find out who they are, what they do, what they stand for, kind of thing. You just get to soak in the characters, and not a ton happened. Like, there was a good bit that happened at least towards the end, which that's usually what happens in a fantasy book, but it wasn't like super fast paced, which is totally fine with me. Like, I still rated it over 4 stars. But also another reason that I feel like I can't give it 5 stars yet is because I know the romance is going in a certain, like, I can feel the romance is going in a certain direction and we haven't gotten there yet. But if it's going the direction that I think it is going to be the most delicious slow burn. And that, ladies and gents, is honestly, like, I'm not one for complicated, like, super back and forth relationships, but like this one like threw me for a loop. Like, I was switching up a ton during the book, and I'm not going to say more than that because I don't want to spoil it for you, but in a way it kind of felt like the ending of ACOTAR. Like, this ending, like the first book, this felt like the ending to A Court of Thorns and Roses. And that's also why I was like, no, I can feel that there's more and it's going to be even better in the next book. This sequel has become one of my most anticipated reads. And I know this one literally just came out. This was in my April book box. So we haven't even gotten an announcement for the second book. If there is going to be, I'm sure there's got to be a second book, but it has been on my list since, I don't know, 20 minutes ago when I finished the book. I think you should read this. The lore is crazy. If you liked When the Moon Hatched, yeah, I think I've already said that, but if you liked When the Moon Hatched and ACOTAR and Avatar The Last Airbender is kind of like all wrapped up in this beauty of a story, you need to go read it. I think this is going to be a very in-depth series and like not necessarily intense, but like the expansion in the next book, oh, I can just feel it. I can feel the storylines just explode. Needless to say, I'm very excited. I'm so glad this was so good. I needed that after the first DNF. But I think what I'm gonna do is kind of take the rest of the day and just chill and stew on my feelings a little bit, because I also realize if I try to start another book in the same day as finishing something else, it kind of dampens the impact of the book that I finished, but also is very, very difficult for me to get into the new story if I loved the previous one. And I definitely loved this. So I'm gonna give this its proper time to rest in my brain, and we will come back tomorrow with another book. Don't judge me. I found it on Kindle Unlimited, and that's so much more comfortable than the book. I eat it up whenever there's this like big scary beast that they have to fight, but then like one of the characters realizes, oh, it's actually just like captured and tortured and is actually a big sweetheart on the inside, which we haven't gotten to a sweetheart part yet, but she saw some things and was like, wait a minute, I'm a sucker for that. That was quick. I mean, I knew it was probably gonna happen, but like, jeez. Y'all are gonna be so angry with me. Here, let me explain. I DNF'd at 89%. Basically, I had like maybe 40 pages left and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so determined to not DNF 2 books in one vlog. And listen, at first when I started reading, I was like, I'm not DNFing something. Like if I'm reading it, I'm gonna commit to the whole thing, whatever. But then I later realized, I'm like, if I'm not enjoying myself, what's the point? Like I'm literally wasting my time reading something that I don't enjoy. And reading is supposed to be for enjoyment, and I am not going to put myself into a slump. Now, the things that did me in, as far as the modern language did not get any better. We had beast mode in there, an egg donor. That threw me off. She goes, no one will mourn your death except maybe your egg donor. Just say mother. Literally just say your mother. I couldn't. I was not a fan of her. I did not care for finding out the ending. I found myself like dreading picking up this book. I did not want to know what happens. I had no inkling to. I think where the storyline was going was kind of intriguing, but the execution of it was terrible. I did not attach to Sura. I did not think her character development was done well at all. I think it was very much like flip of a switch sort of thing, but like a weird flip of a switch, and it felt like that the author needed to have her character develop in a certain way and then made things happen to get the character to where she needed to be, instead of thinking of what was going to happen in the story and then think, okay, what's that going to do to my character? Am I making any sense at all? And I literally just showered, and I got out of the shower and I went downstairs and I told my husband, I was like, look, I'm gonna try to finish this book. I think my Kindle said I had like 30 minutes left, and I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it, guys. And I know from this video, you're probably going to be like,
oh my god, FairyLoot is totally not worth it.
No. See that? Okay, I'm not actually saying that, because I feel like finding the Wind Weaver was such a win. I still have, technically 3 books from my FairyLoot subscriptions that I have yet to read. And one of those I know for a fact is going to be phenomenal, because literally all of my friends have raved about it. I've heard nothing but amazing things. And if there's a prequel series that you have to read beforehand, that tells me it's going to be good, because then your world has stuff to build on. Your world has an expansive story. Your characters are more than just one series that happened, and that is phenomenal to me. The other one I've not heard a ton about, so I'm going to give it a shot. So if you're thinking of getting on the FairyLoot subscription box, I would go for it. I mean, you're going to have to do a wait list. I guess this is serving as my outro. Because here's the thing, 2 DNFs and a 4.5 star is not great. But my point is, I would not have known to pick up the Wind Weaver if it wasn't for FairyLoot. I've heard nothing about it. I've heard nobody else talk about it except other people that have had the FairyLoot box. And that's not to say that like marketing for a book is bad. I feel like TikTok pushes a very specific set of books to a very specific audience. And sometimes that can weed out stories that are not exactly what is going to be like everybody's cup of tea. Because I'm not oblivious. I know that the Wind Weaver is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Was it mine? Abso-freaking-lutely. And plus, these are beautiful books. I say that though, and I'm probably gonna go on Pango Books and sell this and A Fire in the Sky, because I know somebody else out there is gonna enjoy this book, and it's just not for me, so I want my shelves to reflect the things that I love. Also, I read Heavenly Bodies in January. That was from my December FairyLoot box, and that was a 6-star read. So take that with what you will. I think I've only read 4 books of my FairyLoot subscription, and 2 of them have been bangers. The other 2, not so much. I'm not even gonna do like another outro tomorrow and put my makeup on and look nice for you, because I feel like a lot of these vlogs, I start out looking so pretty and like so put together, and by the end I'm like sitting here in my pajamas with my hair wet and no makeup. But thank you for watching. This was fun. Oh, okay. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, you should comment something about me DNFing too many books. That would be so funny. I'll see you next time. Oh my God.